I've done something bad.
This teacher is a talented teacher, but one day in this school, he faced something that would change his whole life. A parent of one of the students asked him to tutor his son privately. The teacher agreed and began tutoring the girl privately. The surprising thing is that the only man this girl is allowed to meet is her teacher. Therefore, she cannot be close to other male friends as she is monitored by her parents. It was after this that things started to go in an undesirable direction. Because this girl started to see her private tutor as her boyfriend. Therefore, every time they meet, she wants to have a romantic relationship with her teacher. This bad desire brings about something that she did not expect at the end. Hello, my dear family. Peace be with you. Today I have brought you the most popular movie called Carried Away. Please help us by liking the video. Without wasting time, let's go to the movie. At the start of the movie, we meet a schoolteacher named Joseph Sven who was in his middle years. When he was a child, he hurt himself and now he walks with a limp and uses a cane. He lived on a farm with his old mother and did the normal tasks around the house. When he gets to school, he tells his students that the school might shut down soon. You've all heard about the possibility of the school closing at the end of this semester. Right now, a new 18-year-old student named Catherine Wheeler walks into the class. After work, Joseph talks to Rosalie, whose husband died, about the school closing. Joseph had been looking after her and even wanted to marry her. The next morning, a man named Nathan Wheeler, who is a retired major, comes to Joseph's farm with Catherine. He wants to put Catherine's horse in Joseph's stable and is ready to pay $177 each month. Joseph, of course, says yes. Later, Joseph drives Catherine and tells her that this is his final year teaching. She asks him what else he can do, but Joseph doesn't know what to say. She promises to find out. At this moment, she begins to have wrong thoughts. Later that day, Dr. Evans goes to see Joseph's mom to give her medicine. He shares with Joseph that her health will get worse, and she only has a few months left to live. It would be best for her to stay in the hospital. The next day, after work, Joseph goes to the barn and sees Catherine quietly waiting for him in the hayloft. He joins her there, where she uses a subtle gesture to hint at her feelings and attract his attention. Joseph instantly walks away, determined to stick to his convictions. However, after some thought, he recognizes his life has grown mundane and that adding some excitement might not hurt. He returns, and he and Catherine have a beautiful moment of intimacy. A few days later, the school board warns Joseph that because he has not completed his professional development classes, he would be unable to teach in city schools. Joseph seems unconcerned by this, dismisses the board members, and returns home. Sure. Evans goes to see Joseph and tells him that Major Wheeler, who enjoys hunting too, saw a coyote nearby. Evans chooses to give Joseph his hunting rifle because he is too old to hunt anymore. In one of his classes, Joseph asks his students to write essays. Catherine takes this chance to say that she wants to meet him because she has something important to share. Later, while driving, Joseph gets mad at Catherine for writing such an obvious note. He worries that someone might discover their relationship. At first, he thought she could be having a baby, but Catherine says she isn't. I'm not feeling good. In the end, she makes a joke about being pregnant, which surprises Joseph. I'm not in a mood. Don't. He doesn't know how to deal with the situation or tell others about it. But luckily for him, it was just a joke. Catherine is not pregnant. One morning, Catherine presents Joseph with a bottle of 20-year-old bourbon. He accepts it and inquiries about her mother. Catherine redirects the subject away from her background, particularly her mother's troubles, and back to Joseph. Later, Dr. Evans unexpectedly enters into the stable and discovers them together. Evans is stunned by what he sees and wonders how long it has been going on. Joseph tells him everything, and Evans warns him that if he doesn't stop it, he will face significant consequences. Also, Joseph has Rosalie, who is waiting for him to ask her to marry him. After the school party, Rosalie invites Joseph to her house to hang out in bed, which he likes, but he says no. Rosalie leaves feeling sad. When Joseph gets home, His mom says she knows he is dating Catherine and asks how long it will last. Joseph is lucky again because he doesn't have to answer when his mom starts to feel sick. After his mother speaks to him, Joseph thinks about his actions. He gathers his courage and goes to Rosalie to say he's sorry. He says he turned her down last time because his mom needed help. But Rosalie thinks this might not be true. Joseph explains that people his age are going through changes and realizing they haven't done what they really wanted to do. He talks about his wish to go to a calm beach, far from other people, where he can relax and fish happily. In the end, he says he wants to have a sweet moment with her in the sunlight, just once. Rosalie says she's sorry for letting him down. But after thinking about it, she decides to follow her feelings and do what Joseph wants. Later, Joseph's mother passes away. After the funeral, while Rosalie is looking at the condolence cards, she finds a note from Catherine. When she reads it, she discovers that Joseph has not been loyal. She goes outside and says that Joseph is being unfaithful. He attempts to explain that his relationship with Catherine was not serious, calling it just a short fling, and insists that Rosalie means a lot more to him. Rosalie doesn't believe him and decides to push him away before leaving Joseph. That evening, Catherine visits him. She learned what happened and said she wants them to marry. Joseph wants to break up with them. Catherine tells him that he will be sorry for this, you will regret it. The next day, Joseph finds out that Nathan, Catherine's dad, knows everything and isn't going to let it slide easily. That evening, Joseph picks up the hunting rifle he was given and waits for Nathan to arrive. When Nathan gets there with his wife, he only wants to chat. He asks Joseph if he wants to marry Catherine, but Joseph says he doesn't think she's interested in him. In the end, Nathan realizes that Joseph is a good person and it's not all his fault, but also a bit Catherine's fault. However, Nathan's wife doesn't agree with him. She accuses Joseph of using Catherine and smacks him in the face. Nathan advises that they part ways amicably since he doesn't want to make a big issue out of it. After their departure, Catherine returns and asks Joseph if he would marry her. Joseph responds that their relationship was only a brief liaison and that they have no future together since she is too young and unsure of her desires, and he is too old. After giving him a kiss, Catherine confesses to having done something wrong. The barn is on fire as Joseph goes outside. He saves the cow, but Catherine's horse dies in the fire. The next day, Joseph decides to turn his life around. He makes up with Rosalie and tells her that he loves only her, and in the end, she forgives him. They both go to the ocean and choose to spend the rest of their lives together there. The movie ends here. Please, my family, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.